The Piggyverse First Edition Blast to the Past, an unofficial event within the Piggy community which took me, and probably a lot of people, by surprise, and to be honest, it was pretty good. As a dedicated person who made videos on each individual event, what better way to conclude part 1 than to rank all of these events from my least favourite to my most favourite. I'm not even going to spend too much time on the intro today, let's just get started. One quick thing before I begin, if you like any of these events, that's completely fine. These are just my opinions and not yours. So starting off with number 9, my least favourite out of all the events in part 1 is Piggy Towers. This was the one I found to be the most boring, mainly because I'm just not the biggest fan of tower defense games, and that's pretty much all I can think of about this one. 9th place. This event awards you the Time Communicator badge, and for me it was easy to get on paper, but when it came to actually doing this, I found the Chapter 5 part annoying. And this, combined with the fact that the Insane series is one of my least favourite fan games, and the fact that the second part of the event was in the beginning of Chapter 5 which is filled with tight spaces, and a bot which jerks your camera towards it when you get spotted, just makes me think they didn't really try with this one. I could be wrong, but that's just how I see this one. Don't get me wrong, it was nice to revisit the old hospital map from the old version of the game, but this one gets 8th place for me. This one was an okay event. It honestly just felt average in my honest opinion, and by average I mean not having much negative aspects. The only thing I complain about is the bot being dumb, but that's not really something that's the easiest of things to fix. The model work in this one was pretty good too, and overall I have no problems with this event, but it gets 7th place. I would have put this one lower on the list, but it just doesn't really compare to the rest for me, but I still enjoyed this one nonetheless. In this event, you have to play through Chapter 1 until you get to the yellow door area, input a code which opens up a secret area with a computer you have to input a password into, and you get teleported to a ludicrous map which is a fusion of Book 1 chapters, the house, the school, the hospital and the metro. For the most part, this event was chill, but the part which really got me going was the chase part. The only problem I have with this one is that I found the soundtrack of the bots to be a bit too loud. But overall, this is a good event, 6th place. With the Piggy Intensity event, you're partnered up with Finley to help him stop little brother from destroying the past. Now, this one I found to be pretty enjoyable because the modelling on this was amazing, as well as some of the gameplay mechanics, and the animations were probably my favourite part about it because they were incredible, and the custom composed music too. And it was surprising to see little brother have a second face, so great work on this one, 5th place. One of my more favourite ones out of all of these, so in this one you're sucked into a computer because of a little brother virus, and you then have to fight him off via the usage of orbs. The only thing I found annoying with this was the camera shaking, but it was really good in all honesty, especially with the custom composed music. Great work, 4th place. So now we approach the final top 3. And number 3 being Case 131. For me, this first started out as pretty average for me, but the more I played it, the more I enjoyed it. The amazing thing about this one is it also includes throwbacks to old Piggy games such as Bunny's Funeral and Doggy's Funeral, 2 old Piggy games I'm sure plenty of people remember. And the lore in this one also went pretty deep as well. I love the message of self-importance this one portrays, and the Minitoon cameo at the end. Exceptional work on this one, 3rd place. Okay, be honest with yourself here. You obviously knew I was going to put this one close to the top, didn't you? I mean, it's Mark Mixie we're talking about here, so it's pretty obvious. So in this one, Willow goes through a journey through a different timeline and corrupts it because she doesn't properly know how to control everything. And all of the Willow themed characters are pretty great, and little did I know it would get better later on, as you'll see in the video. So for here, great work, second place. And number 1, my favourite of them all in part 1, Piggy's Miserability. I could go on for hours on why this one is so good, but I don't want to spend too much time on just one topic. So to my surprise, the story of Willow Raid's event actually precedes the story in Piggy's Miserability's event. It's like two different plots come together to form one big interconnected story. This is basically it. Although this is a fan game, I cannot unsee William being Tio now. The model work on this one was amazing, and again, the lore runs deep. So deep in fact that I was genuinely about to shed a tear from it, just like case 131. It portrays an important life lesson, that being to be careful about the decisions you make for yourself, as some can change your life, and you sometimes have to make sacrifices to achieve something bigger or to get where you want to be. Really good how you can learn something for life on a video game of all things, like some might say, and that's why this event gets first place on my list. Now to conclude all of this event is by far one of the best events I've seen the Piggy community bring. Lots of people worked really hard on it, and for the most part their hard work paid off. I enjoyed playing all of the events regardless whether or not I didn't like them in the end, and again, I just want to say that if you like any of the events in this event that I don't like, that's fine, it's your opinion and not mine. But everyone who was affiliated with this event cooked in all honesty, and I'm looking forward to the 5th of October, which is when part 2 of the event is set to release. So until then, have a great day or night, Kami the Angora, out.